Hello, and welcome back to ForeverCraft. We're actually over at Plato's base right now because I captured the 14,000 day sunrise here, but now we've got to get back to the shop and start getting things sorted. I've got a lot of different farms around this world. I've got a mob farm, a shulker farm, we've got sugarcane and rockets. We're going to swing by each of those and grab some materials to kind of initially stock our store. Now, I don't have a lot of shulkers, and the two that I do have here are full of junk. So first things first, let's go stop by the harbor, grab some shulkers so we can get filled up with all the materials from around the world. Eventually, I plan on building more shops that have like more specific use cases, but I wanted to start with this general store just so that we could have a shop up and running. I think that the reality is it is difficult to get people motivated for projects in Minecraft, and it's true about me and anyone else. But I think if I can get people using the shopping district, they're going to be a lot more inspired to build shops. Don't tell the other members though, and if they see this, you didn't see it. So I think if we can get our shop up and running and get a couple useful materials in there and get a couple visitors in and out, I think that we'll probably get some more shops built a lot faster. It's a little bit tricky because the shopping district itself isn't fully designed. We're still kind of coming down to the point where we need to decide how big do we want to make the roads? Do we want like a town square center part for the shopping? We want it to be each individual player's kind of prerogative, but we also want some cohesion to the shopping district. So don't worry, I'll clean those up later for sure. We're trying to make some of those big game defining decisions early, and that way, when people do go to start building shops or expand the city, they kind of have an idea of what the vision is, right? I know for sure one of the things we'll stock most likely is rockets. Nobody's really using rockets right now on the server. We're kind of all avoiding the elytra, but I'll just put them in the shop because I'm sure eventually someone will start using rockets again. Looks like somebody already bought us out. I haven't been in here in a long time. My guess is that was either Plato or Panda bought all our rockets. I don't even know when they did that. So again, we're not seeing a high usage of rockets on the server right now. So I think probably just one shulker is totally fine for now on rockets. We're just not going to use that much. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else at this base in particular. However, I am wondering, for those of you that were around back in the Lotus days, you'll know that this shop was originally designed as a wind charge shop, and the whole thing was like being destroyed by a tornado. It looks very different then, but the base model of the shop, I would say, is about the same as it always has been. So I'm wondering, should we just stock some breeze rods as well? The problem is these things are kind of expensive. So I think we sell them in stacks of 16, and I think we only stock a little bit, and we'll see if people buy them or not. I think if we can get some interest in the elytra launchers, then there's potential that people will buy into them a little bit more. But even we are only using the elytra launchers at the space base, and we don't go there that often. All that to say, I think 2 stacks of those is totally fine for now. That is it for farms in this area. Let's head back to, actually, you know what? Let's grab some more shulkers. You'll see I have a lot of shulker shells, and that's because we actually have a shulker farm. What was I grabbing? And I think one of the things we'll stock is probably going to be shulkers, because that is something I know other members will use. Although, I feel like I keep caveating everything I say so far, but Plato has thousands of shulkers, and he did finally sort a lot of his materials. So I don't know that like a lot will be used from them, but I will at least grab some of these, and we'll stock some shulkers in the shop. Slip is a new member to the server, so I could see him needing to like really stock up early on shulkers. So this will be probably most useful for him. Oh, that just reminds me, I just saw that sign, and we also need to get some signs, because we're gonna need to like put signage on each of the chests so people know pricing and what's where and all that good stuff. So let's get some spruce signs. Actually, should we go oak? Let's grab both. Let's get spruce signs. I want some hanging signs for out front, and then let's get some oak signs too, because I feel like oak signs sometimes can show up a little bit better. Let's just get some oak wood, I guess. Just like that. Okay, that is everything I think we need from our harbor base. Now let's go swing by the Season 2 starter area and just look around. I know we've got the mob farm. I don't really know what mob drops people would have. Maybe I should wait for the other server members. I think string could be potential. String is just useful, and it's kind of annoying to get. And I didn't spider-proof my mob farm, so we have a pretty, like, infinite supply of string. And I can't remember what other drops. Bones, I know everyone mostly has bone meal now. And bone meal farms are maybe easier than they ever have been in Minecraft to make. So it's not the best product, but you never know. Someone might just want to quickly grab up some bones, so. We'll grab probably a shulker of those. Maybe just a shulker of each thing, honestly, from the mob farm. When I first like designed this mob farm, I was gonna do a whole video on it, and there was this like design where the mob farm itself was supposed to be a gift shop, because again, this was back when we thought we were gonna do shops out in the world that people had to go to and visit. But again, this mob farm is out in the middle of nowhere pretty much. I'm just noticing that I don't have my elytra in my inventory. Whoops. The whole point of putting these elytra launchers in was so that I could fly up over there. Let's see. Maybe it's better to grab the horse anyway, because we won't have an elytra launcher to get back. Oh, this is one that's probably a really good one, actually. I didn't even consider it. This is actually one of our more recent builds, but I built a honey farm here in the space base. One issue is I don't think I've really AFK'd here a lot. Let's see. We've got some honeycomb here. It's enough to get like an initial stock, and then if someone requests some, we can come AFK here a little bit more. Let's grab these, come over here, check the other side. I don't know that I've fully stocked all of the beehives here, so this farm's not even at 100%, but as you can see, for having not AFK'd here, it does produce pretty well. A little bit annoying to have all these shulkers blocking up our inventory. Let's just free up some slots, just like that. And let's actually just throw these signs in here and these breeze rods, just so that I can have a few more inventory slots here as we go around. All right, so we've got honey, rockets, shulkers, and I think, let's go down here. I have a moss farm and a sugarcane farm underneath the space base. There was a period of time when I first got on ForeverCraft, and I just went crazy building farms. And honestly, I forget that a lot of them even exist. I think there is actually a cactus farm in here too that I've never touched. I built it, and I don't even think I needed green dye. I just kind of put it in here. I don't know if I've showed this much, but this is my sugarcane farm. This is actually double-sided too, so it's like, I think it's 16 cells up front and 16 cells out back, so it's a lot of sugarcane. Yep, so over here is a little cactus farm. There's some cactus in there. I don't think we'll sell that though. We don't produce it very often, and if I do end up needing it, it's kind of slow. This is actually bamboo and sugarcane. Again, we pretty much are never here, so there is some sugarcane in here, but we don't need that right now. I can't see anyone wanting to buy sugarcane and not just buy rockets. So I think we have, yeah, we have carpets, bushes, flowering azaleas, regular azaleas, moss. I think that's all the big stuff here. I don't know that any of these really fit our theme for the shop. And I feel like, again, everyone pretty much has a moss farm. If it's requested from the other server members and they see this video, there it is. I'll put it in the shop if someone's going to buy it. But for now, I don't think those are going to be necessarily high demand. I did not pretty this area up at all, which is probably why I pretty much never show it. This base was originally kind of a big dome mountain that we tore down, and I had a huge hollow cave there, so it just felt like dig out the rest of it and put your farms in there to kind of hide them. All right, let's grab our horse and ride over to the mob farm. So apparently I paused my recording, and I do not know when. But what you missed was we went over here to the general mob farm and just picked up some string. I don't think the gunpowder or the rotten flesh or any of the other stuff over there is really valuable to anyone, but you'll have to tune into another episode. I think we're doing a world tour soon, and we'll show that area off again, but I'm not going back through that whole process. I think the string is pretty much the only thing we really need to get in this area, because other than that, there's not a lot of good resources around here that I think will do well. I want to have a little bit of variety in the general store, but I'm not trying to just grab every block that we have, because it's just going to sit there and not do anything anyway. If someone requests other general mob drops, like rotten flesh for some reason, we can always go back and grab it and stock it in the store, but for now, string will be good enough. I think that is it for this area, and I think we need to head back to Season 3, because there's one more item I think that we could do pretty well with selling at our general store. It's not the thing you would typically find at a store, but I think because we're a little small town, this is the kind of thing I think you actually would expect to find randomly at a small general store on the edge of town. This is why I don't carry a bed, by the way. It's always nice to just go sleep in your old builds. It's just one little thing you can do to kind of make your world feel lived in, is to have like random spots like that. You can always hop in real quick and sleep. If we didn't stop here to sleep, there would literally be no reason to ever go back into this build, and that just seems like a waste. Beeswax, string, I think that's good. Let's head out of here. All right, we've got rockets, shulkers, beeswax, string. This highway is getting pretty extensive. We cover like a pretty significant amount of distance now in here, which is awesome. But it does mean I can see why potentially Slip and other members sometimes have a hard time navigating. I feel like since I built most of these paths, I kind of just know where everything is on this highway, but It's a huge area, and if you miss the wrong turn, you really can end up in the middle of nowhere. We probably do need a little more like idiot-proof system for like signage or somehow to like decorate the different paths to know which one goes to what area. But for now, it's better than walking. All right, so season 3 starter area. We have a lot of farms here, but I don't really think that anyone on the server needs iron. And that's really our only major farm in this area, with one other exception. Wow, Slip has done a lot of work. I have not been back here in a little bit. There are a lot of new paths and trees around here. This area is really starting to come together. If you haven't seen Slip's episodes, he's also doing a much higher frequency lately, so a lot of episodes of ForeverCraft coming out lately between Slip, Play-Doh, and the ones I've been pumping out. What is going on here? Is this like a natural iron golem trap? I've never seen this before. I guess because this is one wide they can't get out, and because it's too deep they can't jump out. Rest in peace, Terry. We won't miss you. Man, there are a lot of iron golems here. I guess someone must have stayed up overnight and just a bunch of these guys spawned. There's a villager breeder that's been constantly running pretty much since season 3 started, so there are a lot of villagers around here that may be influencing the amount of iron golems spawning. Sometimes when you make a cool build, location is everything. Putting this thing up on the hill and then having the cool rock quarry to the side. I think any Minecraft build I ever did could have looked good up on this hilltop, so sometimes finding the right location can take a little bit, but it can be worth it to make a build really pop. The other item I think we could do pretty well selling at our general store is horses. I know it hasn't really caught on in the server for other members to use horses. Trust me, I've been trying. I've been giving away free horses like crazy, and I still don't really see anyone riding horses. But I think it would be fun. We have like stables out behind the general store, and I think if we just had a couple horses pinned up out there for like 32 diamonds or something, you never know. Someone could get antsy and decide they like the looks of me riding around the server and want to do that too. Plus, we're setting up horse stables everywhere for people to tie up their horses, so it's easier than it ever has been to ride horses on ForeverCraft. So I think we tie up a couple horses behind the general store and put them up for sale. Let's grow this guy up, actually. And then, is there any saddled ones here? Let's get a saddle. All right, 3 saddles. I think 3 horses is probably a good number. Let's get these guys trained up so they'll actually let me put the saddles on, and then gonna have to lead them to the portal. We may have to do a couple runs back and forth and just kind of run these guys down the nether path to get them over to the shop. Not the most ideal way. I think maybe we just get a couple there and we could actually just start breeding horses there as well. Especially if we ever are gonna start selling them. It's gonna be a little bit annoying to restock by coming here every time, but hey, again, it's good to have things to do in your world outside of building. Building is like what makes a forever world have longevity, but if every time you log in, you have to creatively stress your brain and come up with new plans, and there's nothing mundane you can just hop on and get done, then it can be really draining to ever log on your world. Whereas if you have little things like this that kind of like fill the time, they're kind of fun to mess around with, but they don't really take a lot of brain energy, it can be really good to help keep your world not stressful, if that makes sense. All right, I believe all 3 of these horses are 14 speed and 5 jumpers, so that's a pretty good stock and a pretty good value if you ask me. We're gonna take our main horse here, and I need to grab some extra leads. I at least hope that I can lead these guys to the portal. I don't really want to run back and forth and walk back and forth a bunch. All right, I haven't played around with the new lead mechanics a lot, but I believe we can actually take this lead and lead these guys together. Oh, hit the shift click. There we go. And then we should be able to grab this guy. That's my main horse. Where's the third one? They're stuck together. What the? Man, these horses wander like crazy. Grab this guy. Let's actually ride over. It's gonna take forever to walk. Like that, and we'll tie them both to this one so that we kind of have a main horse to lead them with. And then we'll tie a lead to this guy, and we'll ride this guy. Oh, actually, can I do? Uh-oh. Let's just break the lead, I guess. Annoying, but oh, and of course it's time to sleep. Gosh dang it. Is this too fast? Yeah, it's too fast. All right, we're gonna have to just do walking, unfortunately, I think. But let's sleep first. It's funny, you hop on to do a simple task like stocking a shop, and before you know it, you're messing around with finicky leads and horses. Minecraft really does surprise you sometimes. All right, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and here's 4. Okay, so that's all of them, and then if I lead one, okay, come on. Actually, I don't know. Is it better if they're all linked to me? Probably. Yeah, because they're going to chain off of each other. How do I do this? I want to just right-click him. Yeah, okay. If you shift right-click, it links them. If you just right-click, you just get the lead yourself. That makes sense. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 horses. Let's get walking. I'm actually gonna go to our fancy third person mode here so we can keep an eye on these guys. I'm worried that these fence posts and other obstacles along our path may be a bit of an issue, but so far they seem to be holding pretty steady back there. It's funny, you change a camera angle like this with a mod and do like a more zoomed out third person. Doesn't this just feel like a different game? All right, we lost 1, but honestly, I think I only want to bring 2 to the shop anyway, so I'm not stopping to pick him up. That guy is now free. Congratulations on your new free roaming life, horsey. Easy peasy. Oh man, sometimes Minecraft do be like that. Let's see, let's actually take that off, link him back up, and again, we're gonna ride these guys through one at a time. I think that's gonna be the safest option. I'm worried that if I lead them, they're gonna end up just running off into the lava or something, and that is gonna cause way more problems. We'll make sure we grab this last boat so that we have a mode of transport to get back. And then we were gonna run down the highway. Remember, there's a few spots here where we will hit our head and potentially suffocate just a little bit, but that's okay. It's all in the name of capitalism. Anything for the dollar, you know? All right, the first horse has been delivered. Now we gotta go back and do it all again. All right, we've got our 2 horses finally to stock at the general store. That was a lot of effort for something that almost definitely won't sell. But I think it's a nice little side piece that helps fill out this side area. And it gives it a little like, oh, it's the country store in town. You know what I mean? It's the farm store, if that makes sense. That's why it's a little more wood-based, wood and stone. It's kind of a little more older looking. It's the kind of country farm general store of town. All right, normally I would say you want to put your biggest seller up front, but I just don't know if there's going to be a huge market for rockets anymore. Which makes me think that potentially our big seller is actually going to be shulkers now. Here's the shulkers. Not a lot for now, but enough to get the old seed started, right? All right, let's see what spruce signs look like to start. Shulkers, I'm going to go 10 diamonds per stack. Shulkers, 10 diamonds per stack. That's a little bit steep, and it's definitely higher than previous seasons, but this is 32 shulkers in a stack, which is kind of a lot. And I don't really think most people are going to use that many more than that. So if we're going to make any kind of a profit, we need to sell them at a reasonable price. All right, the spruce is a little dark. Let's see what the oak signs look like. We can also mix and match. Rockets, 2 diamonds per stack. Breeze rods are pretty unique. I think a single chest is probably good enough for those. I'm thinking for 16 breeze rods, they're kind of annoying to farm. So let's say 4 diamonds for 16. And then finally, honeycomb. Where should we put honeycomb? Maybe here, and let's go back to a spruce sign. Oh, I don't like that actually, how it connects to that. Let's change that. Honeycomb, it's a pretty easily farmable thing now that we have it. I think 2 diamonds per stack. So there we go. Shulkers, rockets, breeze rods, honeycomb. Oh, you know what? The other thing we had was string. We're gonna put 2 diamonds per stack here, but I think I probably will do bulk deals because string generally, if you're making like bows or fishing rods, you don't need that much. But if you're actually doing a project with string, it's probably to cover an entire area and trying to avoid snow and stuff falling on your build, in which case you're gonna need a lot of string. So if someone wants to do a bulk order, we can always change up pricing for stuff like that. And finally, our shop needs a sign. Where can we hang this that will look reasonable? How does this look just coming down off of this and then here and then, oh, that's not what I wanted. You can hang these off of each other. There we go. How do we place this last one? Break a block, I guess. Oh, I get to break this block. All right. This is going to be the general store. And I think that this particular one is going to be Greg's general store. I think that's quite fitting indeed. I don't have any glow ink sacks on us, but I'm going to slap some glow ink on this next time I come by because especially in this rain, that is essentially invisible. Maybe we need a lantern like right here on this post, but for now it's going to have to be a torch. Greg's general store. You can buy your horses, your breeze rods, your rockets, your string, and your honeycomb. Who knows what you'll need, but you can probably find it here. And there it is. The shopping district is officially open for business, but that's all I have time for in this episode. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good one.